your bite-sized daily roundup of the biggest news from the world of film. This is the Daily Reel with Van Connor.
Good morning, it's Tuesday, the 20th of April. Birthday to mocap god Andy Serkis, Crispin Glover, George Takei, Clint Howard and Carmen Electra, and it's the day Annie Hall was released in 1977, the original Dawn of the Dead came out in 1979, and Hot Fuzz was unleashed on cinemas in 2007. And in 2021, it's the day these were the headlines. If you thought the Fast and Furious franchise was the craziest Vin Diesel could get, then you ain't seen nothing yet. The Guardians of the Galaxy star has signed on to produce and star in a movie based on Rock'em Sock'em robots. Mattel Films and Universal Studios will team up with Diesel to adapt the iconic tabletop boxing game into a live-action feature-length film that'll begin shooting later this year. Whilst four handles and a pair of stuttering robots that punch one another until one of their heads pop up doesn't seem like the most obvious choice for a blockbuster, the movie's part of a big initiative by rights owner Mattel to get into the world of film. In fact, the company set up a specific subdivision and is presently developing projects based on Barbie, Hot Wheels, Uno and the Magic 8 Ball, amongst others. Screenwriter Ryan Engel, who penned the Dwayne Johnson-led and similarly plotless Rampage adaptation, has written the script, and the new movie's been described as an action-packed adventure that'll follow a father and son who form an unlikely bond with an advanced war machine. Rock'em Sock'em Robots is currently searching for a director and awaiting a release date.
I am Groot.
Well, that's just as fascinating as the first 89 times you told me that. What is wrong with Tree here?
Well, he don't know talking good like me and you. So his vocabularistics is limited to I and am and Groot.
The Queen's Gambit actor Jacob Fortune-Lloyd is set to front a biopic centered on the manager of the legendary rock and roll group The Beatles. The unfortunately surnamed Brian Epstein will be the subject of Midas Man, which will detail the life of the out-and-proud gay Jewish man who took the Liverpudlian group to superstardom. Producers have said the feature will chart Epstein's role in the cultural revolution and creative explosion of the 1960s, as he battled gambling and drug addictions, the latter of which tragically killed him aged just 32 years old. Jonas Ackerland will direct for Lionsgate Pictures from a screenplay written by Jonathan Wakeham. In a statement, producer Petty Travers said Brian Epstein was a man of immense charm, good-looking, adored by men and women equally. Despite heavy workloads, high expectations and constant pressure, his staff that worked alongside him showed a loyalty and a love that endures to this day. Midas Man will begin shooting in autumn, but he's yet to set a release date.
What kind of girls do you prefer?
My wife.
Your wife.
What kind of girl is she?
She's a nice girl. What kind of girl do you like? John's wife.
John, I told you not.
Bunch of clowns.
Nobody likes a small fellow.
And finally, Downton Abbey 2 has been officially announced, setting a Christmas release date as production formally gets underway on the sequel to 2019's surprise hit. Continuing on from the internationally successful series of the same name, Focus Features have confirmed that original creator Julian Fellows will be returning to write the film, which will star franchise stalwarts Hugh Bonneville, Jim Carter, Michelle Dockery, and the delightful Dame Maggie Smith. Newcomers to the Crawleys' abode will include Dominic West, Hugh Dancy, Laura Haddock and Natalie Bay, and My Week with Marilyn's Simon Curtis will direct. Said producer Gareth Neame, after a very challenging year with so many of us separated from family and friends, it is a huge comfort to think that better times are ahead and that next Christmas we'll be reunited with the much beloved characters of Downton Abbey. Downton Abbey 2 will strut gracefully into theatres on the 22nd of December.
You are quite wonderful the way you see room for improvement wherever you look. I never knew such reforming zeal.
I take that as a compliment.
I must have said it wrong.
Channing Tatum's animated Yeti comedy Smallfoot's new on Netflix from today, while Lois Patino's Red Moon Tide comes to Mubi, and Amazon Prime adds Todd Haynes' Carol to the library. On Freeview today, there's Crimson Tide and Black Hawk Down on ITV4, The Wrecking Crew, Goodbye Christopher Robin and The Abyss on Film 4, America's Sweethearts, Drive and Southern Fury are showing on Sony Movies, and there's Skyline and Cronenberg's The Brood on the Horror Channel, while the Sky Cinema and Now TV premiere for today is Into the Stars. This has been the Daily Reel for Tuesday, April 20th. Keep it cinematic, and we'll see you tomorrow.
The Daily Reel is a Candystore production, presented by Van Connor and written by Calvin Prickett. All information is correct at the time of writing, and source links are in the description for each episode. Don't forget to rate, review and subscribe on all good podcast platforms, or ask Alexa to install the Daily Reel skill for your morning flash briefing. Follow the show on social at Daily Reel Pod, and we'll be back every weekday. Until then, keep it cinematic.